With the students now hard at work on their compositions, Victoria Christian and perfume expert Keith Morris took us on a guided tour of the 3 Clive Christian perfumes, 1872, No. 1 and X.
The Clive Christian perfume collection is a definitive collection. It is based on the traditions of the perfumery from the 1800s and the way that ladies and gentlemen in the day used perfume. So extraordinarily concentrated with an unprecedented quality and density to each ingredient. So you have something that stays very close to your skin, very discreet, and really becomes your invisible accessory. It tailors itself almost to your skin. So the collection that we have is really of 3. The first is called 1872, which is a tribute to the year that Queen Victoria gave her crown. Within 1872 you have the perfume for the lady or for the Queen and perfume for the gentleman, the King. And really they are like 2 halves of the same circle, like a yin and yang. They work in harmony with each other.
This is 1872 for women. We use the crown, which was given by Queen Victoria in 1872, on the top of the bottle, and the green glass is from the Edwardian period, and we use the same mould today that we used all that time ago. I'm going to spray the back of your hand. So in the first 5 minutes you get that wonderful smell of bergamot, lemon, fresh notes, very zingy notes. And then in the heart of the fragrance we use the fabulous Rose de May. Now Rose de May, or May rose in English, comes from Grasse in the south of France, and it's obviously picked in May, and it's a wonderful concoction, these wonderful roses. 170 rose heads makes the smallest amount of absolute oil, which is right in the heart of the 1872 for women. Combined with osmanthus, lily of the valley, purple violet and jasmine, you get a wonderful heart note which will come as you leave it on your hand in about 10 minutes time. In the base notes you've got patchouli, cedarwood, sandalwood and gum resins. So again, that won't come through until another 20 minutes. You need to leave that on for just a bit longer. And as I say, this is taken from the archives, so it's the nearest you'll get to something that Queen Alexandra might have worn when she was Princess of Wales in the 1890s. And that's the most traditional of our 3 fragrances and based on the traditional recipe.
The second perfume in the house, again for the lady, for the gentleman, working together, is No. 1. And this is a new perfume in that it has no origin or no tail back to the 1800s, other than it's built in the same way. The same traditions are upheld, which is that triple extract, extraordinarily concentrated perfume, built in the traditional way of top notes, heart notes, base notes.
So this is No. 1 for women by Clive Christian. This is now in the Guinness Book of Records. It went in last year. And because of the rarity and the scarcity of the ingredients, it's the world's most expensive perfume. That's not because of the packaging, although of course we use a diamond in the crystal bottle, and this is a gold bottle. Usually per year we only make 1,000 bottles of the women's and then 1,000 bottles of the men's. So we use the root of the Florentine iris in the heart of this fragrance, and the root is taken out of the ground, dried for 2 years, pickled for 3. At the end of that you get the orris butter, which is a rich paste which smells of violets. Now that's in the heart of this fragrance, combined with jasmine, ylang ylang, rose, orchid and carnation. And then in the base notes of this we have cedarwood and sandalwood, tonka beans, benzoin balm, and another rare ingredient, Tahitian vanilla. The vanilla pod is fermented for about 9 months, and so we use that in the base note combined with the Florentine iris. And then on the top notes with the ladies we've got plum, white peach, mirabelle, nutmeg, cardamom. So it's a rare combination, and this makes this wonderful oriental fragrance.
My sister got married a 1.5 years ago. It was their year anniversary, and I went to the perfumery to buy a bottle of No. 1 for men and No. 1 for women for their first anniversary, and they were sold out. So they had to make do with X, which is the 3rd perfume, built in a totally different way. It's built with all the normal historic conventions of perfumery out the window. So there's no top notes, heart notes, base notes. It's all about the heart notes, and the top notes and the base notes are kind of sprinkled in there so that they arrive and depart and arrive and depart, and you're never quite sure where you are with it. It's the equivalent of a femme fatale or a Casanova.
I'm now going to spray you with the X for Women by Clive Christian. You've got in this 2 aphrodisiac flowers right in the heart of this perfume, which I'm sure you're going to love. You've got Egyptian jasmine in the heart of this, with Cara corunda mixed with rose and lily of the valley. Now, in the old days, Egyptian jasmine was mixed with sandalwood and made a wonderful fragrance, and this was drenched in Cleopatra's sails, and as she floated towards Mark Antony, the wind would billow out the sails, and the smell of the Egyptian jasmine and the sandalwood would come towards him. That's how he fell in love with Cleopatra. So just try some on your hand and see what you think. On the top notes, we've got bergamot, peach, rhubarb and pineapple. So if you smell it now, you'll get immediately the first notes, which are the peach, the bergamot, the rhubarb, very fresh, zingy notes again. Also, I must say, in the heart, you've got the orris butter. And then in the base notes, you've got these woody, spicy notes, and you've got the oak moss, which makes it a chypre. So it is a fruity chypre. With fragrances generally, I think it's quite interesting to combine the music with the fragrance, because obviously there are notes in piano, in any musical instrument, and there are notes in perfume. And always in perfume there are top notes, heart notes and bass notes. So I think in combining that fact with music is quite fun, because you can decide, do I have tinkly, citrusy, bright notes in the top? And then you know in the bass notes you've got soft, perhaps spicy, perhaps quirky notes in the bass. And then in the heart you can decide whether you're going to use the fabulous Rose de May and create a symphony of roses, or you can mix and match. I mean, it's great fun. I think really it lends itself to music.